Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. You're at the spot, the place, where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? It's time to put them on, because the conversation starts now. Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. How you doing? Good? You're at the spot, the place, where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Alisa St Georges is here on the edge. But I'm gonna trick it up a little bit. We're gonna talk about business, but not in the traditional way. You know, everybody's got that elevator seat speech. Wah, 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 wah. Let's talk about some nuances. Let's talk about some creative ideas. Let's talk about some backdoor revenue. Okay, that's gonna be exciting. This woman is a survivor of cancer. She's got a beautiful family. She's a team builder. You know, we want to talk about that and a whole lot more. So let's welcome her to the show. How are you, Alisa?
Fantastic, April. Hey, Brains. Nice to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Do you pronounce it Alisa or Elise?
Alisa.
Alisa. All right. Tell my
Yeah.
brains a little bit about you, Queen, and how you show up in the world.
Whoa. I think what identifies me most is my authenticity and my freedom. So for years and years, I wore that mask. We all do it, right? We wear the mask depending on who we're around, depending on what we're
Yeah,
doing.
absolutely. I got
And
that.
it took me a lot of years to realize I'm okay with who I am. And if other people aren't, that's okay too. So I'll start in 2020, which is when I was kind of pushed into a corner during the mandates, and I did not feel like everyone else felt. And I thought, why do I have to be different? Always. I'm always different. And I've learned to embrace that. I wanted a choice. That's all I wanted. I'm all about freedom. I want to be able to explore. I want to do what's right for me, and I want to let others do what's right for them, whatever resonates with them. And so, freedom and authenticity are two things that really set me apart. And those are the kinds of people that I attract into my team.
Well, that's kind of sexy.
There you go.
It is, because we're looking for unique people.
Yes.
Brains, the same old cookie cutter, low vibration. I'm gonna tell you, that's not my friend of choice. I won't hang with you on social circles, which I kind of hang by myself, but I'm real particular about the company that I keep. Are you?
You better be,
Yeah.
right? We learned it from our parents when we were little kids.
Because you are who you hang around. I had a girlfriend that had more money than the law should allow and blew it and just messed it up. And then I went over to her house and she was sitting there and she was looking like brand new money. She had cleaned herself up, got her hair and nails done. I said, "Where are you going?" She said, "Right back to where it all began," and made it back and then some. So it's your circle of influence.
Yep.
It's how you talk to yourself, your self worth.
Yep.
Nobody's going to treat you as good as you're going to treat yourself. Okay, so how'd you find yourself in this particular spot doing what
Yeah.
you're doing now?
Well, we worked from home for 2 years, and that was a blessing for me. I'm super self-disciplined. I got all my work done, and I got to walk my puppies during the day. And I thought, this is fantastic. Like, I didn't know this kind of world existed. And so during those 2 years, I learned a lot. I got my work done. I snuggled with my dogs. I had time with my husband, and I learned a lot. I delved into so many different things, specifically around holistic health, right? Because here I was thinking, if I'm going to make this choice, to be different than a lot of others, then I should have some reason for it. I should do some research. I should learn some things. Uh, it feels important to me to know what I'm talking about. And so during those 2 years that I worked from home, I learned a lot. And when we went back to the office, I was a different person. Everything there was the same, and I had changed a lot. I had found my authenticity and found my voice. And I thought, wow, there's a whole different world out there that I haven't had a chance to experience. And I've been in this comfy, cozy, secure state job with a pension coming and all that, and watching those people live out those last years. 10 years to go, 8 years to go, 5 years left. And I thought, I can't do it. God has bigger plans for me. I don't know what it is. I am trusting this gut feeling that says there's so much more out there and you need to trust.
Right,
I'm not
right,
telling you much more. You got to trust it. And I
right.
stepped out of that job.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard.
I'll be honest. I have done that more than once. Enough, enough. It's like money. I'm a firm believer to allow the money to work for me
Sure,
instead of for me to continuously work for the money. It's an inanimate object. I
sure.
remember going into work one time and the boss had asked us to make him $1 million that day. We made him $1 million in 24 hours. We
Wow.
popped champagne. He gave us a couple $100, gave us a couple days off. But then when we came back, he had an all hands meeting and he said, that was great. That was fantastic. Good job. But today's maximum is tomorrow's minimum. That's what he said. He wanted $1.5 million. And I'm much like you put in perspective. I'm like, okay, now if I can hustle this hard for him,
Sure.
can you imagine what I could do for me? But it's having these
Right.
things in place. You can't just willy nilly start a business, brains. Okay. And you can't, even though you are an entrepreneur, you're not solo. You still need somebody maybe for
That's right.
marketing, maybe for payroll, maybe for, you know, admin work. You still need to have a team, and a true entrepreneur builds something to sell forward,
Yes.
okay, to continue to build. And it's the biggest hustle you will ever have. So I have to agree but disagree with you when you say that freedom. I'm always on the grind. I'm on vacation looking for my next interview. I'm not playing.
Yep.
And good customer service.
Yes.
I just went and took some jewelry somewhere. They fixed it, but then he broke it. He did something else and then he broke it. And I got home and he didn't say anything. And I've been dealing with him for a long time. And I said, this is an integrity issue here. It's not about the that it's broke. You'll fix it. I can live
Things
with it.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said, but things happen. So, okay, well, no problem. Bring it in and I'll fix it. That's what I'm talking about. Have a can-do attitude and accept responsibility for stuff. You said
That's right.
accepted a lot of responsibility through all of this transition and not, necessarily going along with what they wanted to do during COVID. But then you also had a bout with cancer. Share with us a little bit about
Yeah.
that.
So that was 20 years ago. Um, I was living the ideal life, married, 4 kids, great house, private school, great cars, nice neighborhood, friends, PTA, all that. There was one problem. I had a controlling spirit. I wanted to control everybody else.
Mm, wow.
And part of it was anxiety. Now I know. I'm reflected enough to understand part of it was anxiety. I wanted to protect those people that I love. And it is tempting, right, to suffocate people in the process of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That marriage fell apart. It was a sudden departure, a, just a collapsing of our entire house of cards over the course of a very short period of time. I was diagnosed with stage 3 invasive breast cancer. I lost all my income. My health insurance was gone. We lost our house. We had to change, my parents and I had to make all of these changes and figure things out. Um, it was the lowest point of my life.
Mm.
Um, at the same time, I was dealing with and really suffering from the loss of a childhood sweetheart, a love that I thought was going to be forever, something that I knew I could count on. And for the first time in my life, it was shocking to me that things may not always turn out the way we expect them to.
I
Now,
know.
I took responsibility, but at the same time, I have to understand no one's perfect. Each of us comes to relationships with our imperfections and our weaknesses. And if we don't communicate effectively, things can turn sour really fast. So I had all of that all at once. Um, and then I went right into the work floor, right into the workforce. So I went through my chemo, radiation, medications. I knew nothing about holistic modalities. And so I trusted that system has limitations. Some of it's okay, some of it's good, some of it has limitations, some of it's
Right. And so we want to put a
bad.
disclaimer in there, but also we want to talk about that because people have to be careful. Number one, if you're on any kind of medication or you're taking any sort of therapy with your doctor, please continue with that course. But we want to give you some ins and outs and some
Yeah,
things that other people have experienced and some things that they believe because it could be a psychological belief. Okay. Now go with me,
sure.
your brains, just the big picture. Okay. So someone is going through this and they need the medication, they need big pharma.
Yep.
Okay. And you tried it initially, so there was something that sustained you
Oh,
until you
yeah.
figured something else out. Okay. So we don't want to just bash them and say, oh no, I don't want to do that. But if you are doing a holistic method, you have to understand, brains, that's a whole lifestyle. That's a whole
Yep.
lifestyle. It is not about just going in and taking a couple of herbs and you all right. No,
Right. Right.
you got to cleanse, you got to build back your
Gotta know what you're
protein.
doing.
You got
Yeah.
to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing, and especially when you have a major challenge with like cancer.
Yeah. 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 Well, I didn't know about any of that holistic stuff back then, so I did all conventional. And here we are 20 years later, and I'm still here. I'm still good. But the moral of the story is I learned along the way, and I learned more preventative measures after I completed all of that treatment. I was left with side effects. But during COVID, I learned there's a whole nother world of holistic modalities out there, which are fabulous for prevention specifically. And they can be great in conjunction with other things that we're doing. I would have liked the option back then to have known about my options. That's all. I just want the freedom to know and say, hey, if you choose chemo, that's great. But you could also do this to help yourself with nausea. That's natural, right?
But you know, again, well, people are not big business. I'm just saying. I'm
That's right.
just saying.
That's right.
And it's not that they don't want you well,
Yep.
but again, that's why I love the Chinese and the Chinese culture. They are about prevention. They pay the doctor when they don't have to go.
I know, right?
And then when they
That's the
go,
goal.
it's not a problem. I
Yep.
went to a Chinese herbalist. Let me tell you what happened to me. I'm in China. You know, you go in the tea shop, baby, they got everything to get rid of uh, fungus to
You
respiratory,
name it.
grow your hair, beauty. They got every herb and root and mushroom you think of. I bring some home. Well, instead of having how they served it to me in 4 ounces, I had two big mugs full.
More
I
must be
started,
better.
I was hallucinating.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So you have to be careful about what you do.
Yeah.
You have to take your time. You need to work with a trained professional like
Yeah.
Alisa or an herbalist or
Yeah.
from the ground up. You can't just be, and you can't be popping back and forth what you're doing. Because again, getting your head around that, number one, that conversation is just tough within itself.
Yep.
Okay. Making the choice. Do I do this? Do I do that? Based upon this, based upon that. You're
Yep.
afraid. So
Yeah.
you're going to make some bad decisions. But in the end, you did what was right for you. And look at you. You look
Right.
absolutely fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, that is true. We all have different, we're different, right? And that's okay. We're different. We have to do what's right for us. We have to make decisions because sometimes vacillating and not making a decision is worse. So we got to go with the best decision we can at the time with the knowledge that we have and what we feel is right. That's the most important thing.
Can I ask you a vulnerable question? So, do
Yeah.
you think that being the perfect mom, the overachiever, the people pleaser, uh, and then the effects or the effects of the deterioration of your marriage, do you think that that contribute to your health?
100%. Your body's reflective of what's going on inside, and those things start all in your brain, like you were
Yes.
talking about. It's your mindset. What are you thinking? What thoughts are you allowing? Are they serving you? How are they serving you? Are they getting you the outcome that you want? They're dictating how you perceive the world. It's
Mhm.
powerful. And our words, our thoughts and our words, so powerful.
But
We
what's
don't
even
realize
more
it
powerful,
until, huh? Oh,
what's even more powerful is when you have the skill, like you, to pour that into others and build a team. And you're
Sure.
part of an exciting, opportunity, additional revenue generating opportunity.
Yep.
But
Yep.
tell me a little bit about your team building
Yeah.
persona, because
Yeah.
you got to keep people hyped.
Yes. Yes.
They
Yeah.
got to be excited.
Yeah, we have such an extensive network of leaders who are lifting each other up, empowering each other. That is the goal. And what I love about this business model is the more we pour into others, the more everyone benefits. And it's really the truly the most cooperative model that I've ever experienced. Um, there's never any opportunity or, benefit to holding anyone back in this model. And when I first joined, I was cautious about the hype because we don't want to ever, make things seem easier than they are, right? This is work. You're putting in the work. They're very simple tools that we use, and we support each other while we do that. I never recommend that people just jump into full solopreneurship or entrepreneurship, right? If they have a secure job where they can make sure that their bills are being paid while they're building a side income, that is ideal. I would say
Absolutely.
90% of the people that are doing, what I'm doing are doing it on the side. They have a network. They have extra time that they can pour into something that lights their fire, right? If they've been doing this job in the office for a long time, sometimes it grows dull. They might know it like the back of their hand. That's kind of how I was, the point I was at. It was easy. I knew how to do it. There was little challenge left. And so for many people, it's like, wow, yeah, the extra income would be great, but it also sounds like a lot of fun to explore new communities and new relationships and learn new things.
Well, yeah, because people are stuck. And
Yeah,
you have to have, in this world, not even in the American economy, in the world, you have to have
correct.
multiple revenue streams.
Yep,
You got to get a check from here, check from there. Like when you're retired, Social Security,
yep,
pension,
yep.
investments. That's just to live. That is just to live. So, what do people
Yeah.
have to look forward to when they work with you and they're on your team?
Yeah, wow. Well, I think the best is yet to come. Everything that I do, say, and aim towards is expecting positive outcomes. And so, if you have an open mind and you're honest and you're willing to put in the work and you are up for some challenges and excitement and travel and fun, then those are the people that I attract, right? Because I don't sit back and expect other people to do things. I lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
I say, this is what I've done. I'll show you how to do it. Are you up for it? Awesome. And then we lock arms, right? That's how we do it. We lock arms. And the more people we lock arms with, the less everybody has to do individually because it's just a team effort.
It's like a blockchain, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Human Bitcoin.
Yes. There you go.
So, I want to ask you some fun questions.
Yeah.
Kind of switch it up a little bit. If you were an appliance in the kitchen, Alisa, what appliance would you be?
Oh my goodness. I would say the refrigerator because I'm constantly running,
Really?
constantly, and I love it. I am an active person. I have a hard time sitting still. And when I do, I feel like I need to be doing something that's helping somebody else, or I need to be learning, or I need to be productive in some way. And I used to think that that was a deficit and that I couldn't reflect. But I can do that now. So I have both of the best worlds. I'm a refrigerator because I'm always running, but then I'm also like the oven. It's hot when it's hot, and when it's
What?
off, it's off.
Wow. I'm the air fryer. Juicy, crispy, uses a little bit of oil, very trendy, looks cute on the counter. I'm the air fryer.
There you go.
If you had an opportunity to time travel, take it back to the past, stay here in the
Oh.
present, or project to the future, where do you see yourself landing?
Oh my goodness. I would say based upon the industry that I am in, I am looking 100 years ahead where regenerative medicine is the norm and people are familiar with and trust their bodies to heal themselves, right? So it's not going to be so reliant upon mitigating symptoms. It's going to be full restoration of health.
Well, it has to be because I don't even
Incredible.
know what civilization is going to be like. It's morphing now. It's really changing. No, it
Yeah.
is seriously. You look at people that are non-binary.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to even try to.
Process.
Yeah, that was some work. I'm like, well, how does that work? And it's not a judgment; it's an
No,
education.
no. Yeah.
But that's what it is right now.
Yeah.
We'll probably be rubbing noses to make love. Who knows what's going on? AI, artificial intelligence, all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Right.
What is your superpower?
Superpower. Speaking life over people. I can sense right away when someone needs to be lifted up. I believe in you before you believe in yourself because I
Wow.
can see your potential. I had 6 kids, I have 4 grandkids. All I see is the unlimited potential in them. And it's such an honor and a privilege to see that and call that out in them, right?
Right.
Don't let them settle for less.
That's right. That's good. Good on you,
Yeah.
Grandma.
Yeah.
If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Oh, geez, an animal. Now you're getting real interesting. Let's see. I would say a squirrel because my husband still calls me a squirrel. He's like, you're a little nuts. You're constantly switching directions. Uh, yeah,
That's
I have a
cute.
lot of, I have a hard time staying focused on one thing.
Yeah, I haven't had a squirrel. I get a lot of
No,
stuff, but I
squirrel.
get squirrel. No, I would be an elephant. Yeah, I like elephants. They stick with their pride and they're proud and they
Yep.
they good mothers. You know, they love to eat good.
They're
They're smart. They're wise. They're useful.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like elephants. I like elephants. So, if I came to visit you, where do you live again?
I live in Connecticut on the shoreline.
Oh, okay. We done talked about that. Where are you going to take me? Where are we going to go?
Where am I going to take you? We have a really fun Thimble Island cruise where you go around and see all these very small islands where the elite have built their individual homes on.
Mm,
It's very
wow.
cool. You can go around and you'll see all the different places that have been built. We also have a very rich history of the Civil War, right? Because we're on the East Coast, so we've got so many sites where we have sites where Washington slept, right in the city that I was born in Weathersfield, which is not too far from where I am now. But yeah, rich history of the past and, the future.
Right. So, what would you say to a person right now, a young woman, 30, 35 years old, that's sitting there, got 4 kids, pulling her hair out, wondering if she should stay or if she should go? How would you encourage her? What would you say to her?
You really got to go inside. Stop looking to the outside for the answers. So many years, I think as young people especially, we think like someone else knows better. There's experts to do this, but really when it comes down to it, you got to go inside. You got to know yourself. You got to have that spirit inside of you and you got to be able to hear it. And if something doesn't feel right for you, then it's never going to work, even if the outside world says it's good. So believe in yourself, listen to yourself, trust your instinct. It's there for a reason.
Well, my instinct is telling me that you're a winner. Tell my brains how to get in contact with you so they can work with you, hear more about the opportunity, get support, team building.
Perfect. Definitely. Brains, I want you to contact me at Alisa St. George, ALisaStGeorges.com backslash book dash a dash call. Alisa St. George backslash book dash a dash call. Book a call with me. We'll just have a chat, just like this, right? I want to
Yeah.
learn about you. I want to learn about what your dreams are, where you're at, how your health is, where your finances are. If there's something we can collaborate on, fantastic. If not, I probably have a resource for you.
You can't do anything but win here on the edge.
Right.
That's why I have you guys tune in all the time. We've got over 2,000 episodes. Oh my God, we're
Wow.
all over the planet. We are on Apple, we're on Google, we're on Spotify, we're on Spreaker, we're on Podbean, we're listed in the top 10 on Listen Now, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on,
Fantastic.
yeah, We're doing it here in the on the edge, brains. Book an interview, tell a friend. I got a great referral program that I'm doing. I want you to be among the elite. Okay? Movers and shakers, positive thinkers, impactors, influencers. That's what we have here on the edge. So go right here.
Right.
You see that? And come on board. And be sure to put on a smile
There you go.
because if you don't, you're not fully dressed.